The NSI warmly welcomes you to Sector VH117. As the sector's chosen security contractor, we have put in place several regulations designed to make your stay safer. For you. By viewing this video, you have successfully established a link with the VH117 Nexus. You are now a visitor and your avatar has been uploaded to the Sector VH117 Nexus Augmented Reality View. Connecting to the Nexus means you will accept local laws, as well as abide by the instructions of our security force. For your convenience, I shall highlight a few of them. Carrying open or concealed weapons of analog nature, such as these, is not allowed. Digital weapons, such as these, are allowed as decorations and your avatar is allowed to use them by now. Carrying a loaded digital weapon or a non-disabled one is strictly forbidden for visitors. Exempt, of course, are citizens. Speaking of which, the citizens of King's Court welcome you, the visitor. You are welcome to enjoy all Sector VH117 has on offer, from the quaint, rustic little shops on Main Street to the entire festival itself. However, do keep in mind that the citizens live here and it's up to you to respect them and their way of life. If a citizen has activated Do Not Disturb mode, it means that they are not to be disturbed. On a further note, the NSI will do everything to keep safety of visitor and citizen intact. But accidents do happen. In the event of such an accident happening, you can pop on over to Mirakuru Engineering, where the specialists can help fix your avatar right up. They can be found on Main Street near the markets. That is all for now. If you have any further questions, please head on over to the VH117 Tourism Information Center. You can find them on Main Street. Again, welcome. Welcome to King's Court!
Humanity's second millennium did not start well. Terrorism, economic crisis, and there was no end to the increasing tensions in the world. Several nations joined forces under the banner of the United Government. And after 5 years of internal chaos, the former First World settled into its new status quo and once again started to thrive. The Commonwealth was formed, headed by Russia and other former Soviet countries in an attempt to provide a counterbalance to the new UG. A second Cold War was brewing, bringing civil unrest with it. The leaders of the fledgling United Government knew they could not handle geopolitical matters as well as appease its citizens. So, they decided to start the privatization program, which allows private entities to take over certain government functions. Eventually, everything was run by corporations, except for public utilities, providing power, water, and the internet, foreign diplomacy, and military defense, administration of justice, and the protection of basic human rights. Eventually, the Second Cold War ended, not with a bang, but with a whimper. And in its wake came the megacorporation. Nivatori Supesi Incorporated stands for innovation. Led by Director Mark Kay, the genius visionary and businessman of the year for the last 5 years running. Known for groundbreaking products such as the immersive brain interface system, which made direct web-based brain-to-brain communication possible, and is now the industry standard for all similar devices. And let's not forget the Silent Phone series. The NSI is the megacorp of megacorporations today. Assisted by Miss Sale, his trusty second-in-command, and the NSI's mighty public relations specialist. Many a situation has been diffused or won by the skillful application of her commanding presence and her sweet, honeyed words. Yet hidden behind the glamorous surface lies a darker truth. Those that do not comply will have their businesses bankrupted, their livelihoods removed, their homes taken away, and their lives destroyed. The NSI's R&D department is lauded for its accomplishments in a wide variety of fields and have produced several brilliant breakthroughs. As well they should, since these breakthroughs came at great cost. Fortunately, Miss Sale is always ready to defend the NSI's honor. And all the unpleasantness simply disappears. Just like that. And so the NSI continues to grow. The Goliath continues its relentless progress. Some of it for you, perhaps. Mostly for them. But above all, for the glory of Mark Kay. Fortunately, there are those that disagree. Those that oppose the megacorp megalomaniac and fight for the truth. The Phantom Fox. Nobody knows where he came from, only that he appeared when people needed him. Some say he is the founder of the Abunai Festival that the director wants to destroy. Others say he was an NSI PR stunt who escaped from their top secret research facilities by way of a skulk of foxes, and that he is the Kitsune reincarnate. All we know is that he wears a mask and hates the director's guts. After last year's first appearance at the festival, he became a rallying point for those that do not agree with the NSI's goals and methods. These are the idealists, those that believe the director, the megacorp he runs, and his cronies are doing morally wrong. And finally, those that just want to see the establishment burn. These are the nonconformists, the ones that want to sink their teeth into something bigger than they are and watch it fall down. The Phantom Fox doctrine is a constant, ever-elusive thorn in the director's side ever since his open declaration of war at last year's Abunai Festival. It started by exposing the lies in NSI propaganda, but it soon evolved into hacking their servers in order to show that the mighty NSI is actually fallible. Instead of being cowed, the PFD hardened their resolve and stepped up their game. Soon their actions kept the NSI security troops busy with vandalism, corporate espionage, and corporate sabotage. These PFD members continue to evade the attempts of the NSI to catch them, much to the dismay of the director. Nobody knows the number of members or their true identities. Terrorists to some, unsung heroes to others. All we know is that they are led by the mysterious masked fox, and they will continue to fight however and wherever they can. Trouble times like these also attract opportunists. LLC stands for Liberum Lucrum Coalition. Liberum Lucrum stands for free profit, the belief that everyone should be able to pursue their own wealth. This group of eccentric people follows that lofty goal. Publicly, they proclaim to be the voice of the small businesses, something like the mom and pop store around the corner, the bar owner, and street corner trader. This group, this coalition, stands against the megacorporation onslaught. Every trader keeps their own way of life, while still being part of an extensive network preventing hostile takeovers, or worse, by the NSI or similar crooks. All of the megacorporation perks without the loss of identity. All of that for a small piece of the pie for the coalition. This international group of entrepreneurs is run by Crackpot Coyote. His is the devious mind of a tax auditor. He has the morals of a crooked lawyer, all wrapped up in the smooth guile of a used car salesman. Under his guidance, the coalition has weaseled their way into the United Government contracts, which gave the coalition some serious staying power. This, of course, does not matter much to the big-name megacorporations. To them, the LLC is nothing more than rabble. And frankly, they aren't exactly wrong about that. The members of the LLC can be found everywhere, usually running businesses too small or too insignificant for high-value players such as the NSI. While it's true that they are rooting for the little guys trying to stay afloat, thinly veiled greed is still the core of this operation. Combined with the loose membership guidelines, this culminated in a motley collection of individuals. Individuals like the professional photographer, who will go to any length to get the most juicy, valuable material. Or individuals like a former bartender, who has found a new vocation as a conflict resolution specialist after the NSI took his bar, which is basically a fancy way of saying armed thug. Not everyone is as dangerous, of course. Most are true, friendly, salt-of-the-earth kind of people, perfectly willing to show you their part of the world or help you, as long as you're also benefiting their bottom line. The NSI raids on suspected PFD hideouts are getting more frequent as they try to stamp out the PFD. The PFD remains as elusive as ever, while the LLC has voiced their concerns to the United Government, which the United Government ignored entirely. To add to the sector's growing unrest, there has been a rumour going on that started a gold rush. The golden egg. For years it seemed to be the solution to all of your problems. No one knows exactly what it is, only that it has something to do with an engineer named Roger McCormack. Conspiracy theorists are quick to point out that there are many traces of someone whose identity has been carefully expunged. Of course, it's left unsaid that most people think the biggest megacorp of all has something to do with that. This went on for some time until a year ago a message from a deceased Roger popped up on the Nexus, and the contents of that message sparked the rumours to a fever pitch. Turns out that whoever has the control over the golden egg controls the entire Nexus. The entire sector was awash with hopefuls trying to find the golden egg, all to no avail. The message itself disappeared soon after, and the possibility of controlling the entire Nexus was destroyed by Director Mark K himself. Any and all messages by McCormack were to be disregarded as an obvious PFD ploy to incite civil unrest. Yet another message hit a few months ago, describing the golden egg as a physical cipher, divided in 3 parts and hidden in sector VH117. It contained the following enigmatic text: "Only through unity does one earn total freedom." The first part was passed into malevolent hands to find redemption. The second part was delivered to the righteous unknown. And the third was thrown to the shade so it could show its worth. Again, the technical possibility of it all was denied, and the search for the PFD was ramped up in response, tying up most of the local NSI security forces in the area. But McCormack's ghost proved to be relentless, and the first of the fragments turned up 2 weeks ago on the doorstep of the Director, followed by a message to the world that the first part of the cipher had appeared and is now in the hands of the Director. The next part was delivered to the Phantom Fox a week ago. This public message confirmed that the Phantom Fox was now in possession of the second part. Then exactly 1 week later, the third message was sent out into the world, at exactly the same time as the other 2. Yet, it did not state to whom it was sent. This resulted in a new wave of speculation, chief amongst them the idea that one should increase one's personal worth, and the final part will appear at one's doorstep. Fortunately, this sector is rife with opportunity. Welcome, visitor. Welcome to King's Court.